Yo, what's good everyone? I'm about to teach you guys the arts of defensive tackle. This playstyle, you can decide a whole fight in one push of a button. Or have you feeding your brains out. The choice is yours. Your powers that you're picking is going to be Iron Drift and Vroom as your powers in the game. The reason you want Iron Drift is because Iron Drift is the only power that lets you control your speed while charging as Rein. That is game changing to what you can do. Especially the fact that you can pin multiple people. Now it seems questionable to ever go slow when charging, since more speeds means more easy kills, right? No. If you never even landed your pin, it doesn't even matter how fast you charge. Although you do run the risk of running out of charge or enemies having more time to react to you. So I wouldn't go slow all the way. Just find a balance of speed as you charge, because at the end of the day, even half speed, you're faster than a sprinting soldier, but with more control. And you have double the charge time to work with, so definitely make use of it. As long as you can balance your speed with the amount of time you have to charge, you can get very far with your charges. Now your next power is going to be Vroom. There's not much to this power other than that it's going to be your main damage to your charges. It's very easy to stack with ability power, and will let you have the ability to one-shot majority of the cast, assuming that they haven't gone tank build to try to counter you or anything. And the explosion that you leave behind can also damage anyone around you, so it's very forgiving if you miss a charge. Even though you didn't hit them with a full pin that could have instantly deleted them, the explosion could finish them off if they were low enough health. And if you're wondering why I picked Feather Souls and the Pogo Stick in the first round along with Iron Drift, it's because these two gadgets are very helpful when landing your charges. Like being able to access the high ground.
Nope.
Catching up to someone you wouldn't have otherwise without the speed boost. Or if you're feeding your ass off and you're like, oh shit, I just need to get out of here. Yeah, this will let you do that. Your gadgets are very flexible, and it's up to you how well you can use them. A lot of players don't expect a Reinhardt to be able to instantly go to high ground, so you can take advantage of that fact. Now onto the most crucial part of defensive tackle, the Griffin glider. It's surprisingly complex, and what separates good Rein flyers to the greats is your control of it, as a lot of properties change in your charge when you equip this item. For starters, it adds a slide to your charge while making you weightless during it, which is both a blessing and a curse. The curse is that now anyone can ruin your charges. Even the smallest knockbacks can ruin you off course. Now you can take advantage of certain knockbacks and just steer your way out of it and get a kill anyways. What is a blessing is what you can use what makes Griffin Glider so crucial. The ability to control your momentum and approach angles. It gives you options that you simply don't have of a normal charge, but mastering those options requires you to understand when to commit, when to steer through disruption, and most importantly, when to abandon with charge. It might as well get someone on your way out.
Yoink.
And on top of that, you can actually fly faster than a normal charge. By moving up and down mid-flight, you can build up momentum so you move much faster than if you were charging normally or on the ground. This will let you catch up to even enemy Reinhardts as they're charging away. Adding the fact that you can slow down while at the same time able to speed up at any time gives you a huge advantage when controlling the map, because enemies won't expect you to cover that much distance in such a short amount of time. And if you're in a situation where a Zen or a Lucio is trying to kill all your fun by using one of their ults to try to save their teammates, you can honestly just keep their teammates in hostage until their ults run out. It is a free kill, especially on the Zens who think they're invincible during the ults. It's even better the fact that everyone likes to hang around the Zens, so using Iron Drift, you can just grab everyone and just take them off the map. Now, let's say you can't take them all the way off the map, and you don't have enough AP to kill whoever you're grabbing. Then in that case, just take them straight to your base, and let your spawn turrets do all the work, and you just finish them off. Now, for the actual flying part, whenever you're flying, think of it as like controlling a car, as in don't get too reckless with your momentum as you're flying around. The reason I say this is because if you start off your charge flying fast, then you will have little to no turning control, which don't get me wrong, it can help catch people moving in a straight line from you, but it's not so much for turning around corners or navigating the map. And because of how Iron Drift works, slowing down is not instant. You instead gradually slow down as you use it. Alternatively, you can start your charge slowly and gradually build up speed, but it's completely up to you and what feels better for your playstyle. Because remember, this is his own art. You have different ways of playing this. Now to another aspect that's very important to defensive tackle, the jet skates. Combining this with Griffin Glider, these two can make Rein an absolute menace in the right hands. now making it much easier to connect pins pretty much anywhere. You can dash in one direction and immediately start charging afterward, taking advantage of the weightless effect from the Griffin glider to catch enemies off guard. It's incredibly versatile, and you could use it to charge backwards into an enemy, do side charges, or any charges really. You can use it on slopes so the dash turns into a short speed boost that you can control rather than launch yourself into a direction. You could zoom around corners, and overall escaping when you need some extra mobility. As useful as it is to combo your charges with skates, it is a huge commitment. I'd only recommend going for these plays once you're confident with your ability to land the pin with skates, because if you mess up, you may not have a way out, and the enemy team will gladly eat you alive. But with enough practice, you can pull off pins that enemies will never see coming. But if you start moving like you're a DPS Doomfist, the enemy team would have a much harder time killing you, even with multiple ults thrown at you. You'll be surprised on what you can get away with if you manage to use your gadgets on time. But this doesn't mean that you should play hide and seek all game waiting to assassinate someone. Your team still needs a tank, and let's be honest here, your teammates can't handle that Moira in the backline. And keeping your teammates alive can be as much as a responsibility as killing the enemy team. But you'll have plenty of mobility to do so. I would see it like playing as the defensive line in American football. You're still the front line, you're still fighting the enemy team, but you're also shutting down the play before it even happens. And more often than not, they just play straight into your hands. All you have to worry about is landing the pins in the first place. That's generally how you should think about this build. You are not only looking for a chance to pin someone, but putting yourself in a position where you can easily get a pin off. There are two ways I like to approach this: zone or man-to-man coverages. Zone coverage, you pick a map and make it yours. You aren't necessarily looking out for one specific player, but you're controlling a high traffic piece of the map, and you're waiting for someone to enter your zone. You simply just fly through that zone, and if you hit someone, congrats, but if you don't, then just fly out of there. There is no point trying to 1v5 them. Now, man-to-man is different. You're tracking one player, and your whole mission is to make him have a miserable time. You aren't necessarily chasing them around the map, but as soon as they get distracted, like trying to take an off angle on your teammates or causing your teammates problems, eventually they're going to give you an opening, and when they do, lights out. And the best part is they won't even realize you were waiting for them. You will want to hide the fact you're waiting for them so they wouldn't suspect you suddenly flying back. Now, regardless, whenever you're playing zone or man coverage, your primary responsibility doesn't change. You're still with the front line, and that's the part you can never forget. Sometimes it's better to find a zone they like to hang around in and pick anyone up in it. Sometimes it's better just to perma-delete someone because fuck that dude, he's giving your team cancer. You'll switch between the two during fights, and that's part of this playstyle. Now, we talked about all the things you could do with this playstyle, but we still haven't covered one thing, and this would entirely change the way you approach this game: your counters. This is very important, because if your enemies can stop your charge, they can easily kill you in this game mode. That's just the reality of it. You would have to adapt and find a way around your counters in order to not get stunned out of your charges, or being in position where they can easily punish you. A lot of your counters are same in regular Overwatch in terms of being able to stun you or cancel out your charges. This can be Hazard Wall, May Wall, Doomfist Punch, Sigma Rock, Rein's Charge, Zarya shielding anyone you pin, Orisa Javelin and Fortify, Cast Nade, Vendetta Spin, Junkrat Trap, Brick Slam, Ana Sleep, Kiri Suzu. Yeah, a lot. Pair that with some heavy damage builds to kill you, and just like that, you instantly died when you're stunned. There are also gadgets that can aid to stun you out of your charges, which you can quickly check their loadouts if they bought anything to stop you. In a general rule of thumb, if you miss your charge, just leave. The enemy team are itching to just try to kill you, and you should be buying items that can benefit you accordingly. Like, oh shit, I need healing, and the Mercy's pocketing the 1 in 13 Junkrat? Just run Martian Mandarin to me, my friends. Oh shit, you keep exploding the second you peek? Run Rustong Wilhelm and Barrier Infusion so you get tanky. Oh shit, I keep getting stunned non-stop? Run Cushion Padding and Booster Cycler so you can have your charge back and you get up instantly. Oh, the tank's being annoying. Then just run AP and just one-shot his ass. Now, there's a power I see a lot of Reins running called Shield Stampede. Personally, I don't really like using this power because the shield pushes people away so it stops you from landing pins. And Shield Stampede forces you to run Barrier Reconstruction, because if you like charging a lot, you'll have to manage both the charge and if your shield has enough health to even make use of the Shield Stampede. And you miss out on the benefits from Vroom and Iron Drift. It's more of a noob trap, because it encourages you to charge straight at the enemy. Oh, but Cats and Ana can't stun you out of your charges if you charge straight at them. Charging straight at them? Like, that's a skill issue. And you're forgetting the fact that nothing is stopping them from sidestepping then stunning you immediately after. Is it good on its own? Yeah, if you make your build around it. Otherwise, it becomes a liability with defensive tackle. Now, editor's note, I know this is late in the video, but I forgot to say whenever you pin someone, make sure you're going upward. That way, if you're on a ledge, you can slide yourself on top back to safety. That way you don't end up knocking yourself on the map or putting yourself in danger after you charge someone. Now that should be everything about the arts of defensive tackle. It was fun making this guide, but hey, everything has its own end. I appreciate you guys for watching. I can always continue this with the matchups and stuff like that, but until then, I'm gonna see you guys later.
10 seconds until the objective's unlocked. Start it up, start it